A busy day in my life. Hello, my friend. Welcome back. I'm Channie. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. I hope you are doing well. Wherever you are, life can sometimes feel very busy. There are days when we wake up early, move from one task to another, and suddenly realize that the sun has already gone down. During those busy days, we often forget to slow down and appreciate the little moments around us. We become so focused on finishing everything that we forget to ask ourselves how we are truly feeling. Today's conversation is about those kinds of days, the days when life seems to move faster than we can keep up with, and how we can still find peace even in the middle of a busy schedule. Today's topic is a busy day in my life. Like many people, I have busy days almost every week. Sometimes I have classes to attend, assignments to finish, emails to reply to, and many small responsibilities waiting for me. At first, looking at my long list of tasks can feel a little overwhelming. There are moments when I wonder if I have enough time to finish everything. But over the years, I have learned something important. A busy life is not always a bad life. In fact, being busy often means that we have opportunities to learn, to grow, and to move one step closer to our dreams. The real challenge is not the number of things we need to do. The real challenge is learning how to stay calm while doing them. I have discovered that when I focus on one task at a time instead of worrying about everything at once, my day becomes much more manageable, and my mind feels much lighter. My busy day usually begins early in the morning. I like waking up before the world becomes noisy because those quiet moments help me prepare for everything that lies ahead. After washing my face and making my bed, I spend a few minutes planning my day. I don't try to create a perfect schedule because I know unexpected things can always happen. Instead, I write down the most important tasks that I hope to finish. Having a simple plan helps me feel more confident because I know where to begin. Without a plan, I often waste time wondering what I should do next. But with even a small plan, I can move through the day with a clearer mind and a greater sense of purpose. As the morning continues, my schedule usually becomes much busier. I move from one task to another, trying my best to stay focused. Some days I attend classes, take notes, and ask questions whenever there is something I don't understand. On other days, I spend hours working on assignments, preparing lessons, or studying for upcoming exams. There are also days when I need to reply to messages, organize documents, or solve unexpected problems that appear without any warning. At times, it feels as though every hour of the day has already been planned before the morning even begins. Although a busy schedule can sometimes be exhausting, I remind myself that every task has a purpose. Every lesson I study, every page I read, and every challenge I overcome is helping me become a little wiser, more disciplined, and better prepared for the future. Looking at my day this way gives even the smallest responsibilities a deeper meaning. Instead of seeing them as burdens, I try to see them as opportunities to grow one step at a time. One thing I have learned is that being busy does not mean we should forget to take care of ourselves. In the past, I often skipped breaks because I believed that working longer meant working better. However, I soon realized that my mind became tired and my concentration slowly disappeared. Now, whenever I have the chance, I stand up, stretch my body, drink some water, and rest my eyes for a few minutes. These short breaks may seem unimportant, but they help me return to my work with fresh energy. I have discovered that productivity is not about working without stopping. It is about knowing when to work hard and when to pause. Just as our phones need to be recharged after a long day of use, our minds also need time to recover. Taking care of ourselves is not a distraction from success, it is an essential part of the journey toward it. When we care for our body and mind, we also improve the quality of everything we do. By lunchtime, I usually begin to feel both hungry and a little tired. Lunch is more than just a meal for me. It is a chance to slow down and take a deep breath before continuing with the rest of the day. Whether the first eat alone or with friends, I try to enjoy the moment instead of rushing through it. Sometimes we talk about our classes, our dreams, or funny things that happen during the morning. Those conversations often make me smile and remind me that life is not only about finishing work. It is also about sharing moments with the people around us. Even a simple lunch can become a beautiful memory when it is filled with laughter, kindness, and genuine conversation. After taking a short break, I usually feel refreshed and ready to continue with the afternoon, carrying a little more energy and a much lighter heart. The afternoon often feels like the busiest part of my day. My energy is no longer as high as it was in the morning, yet there are still many things waiting to be finished. This is usually the time when I need to remind myself not to give up. Instead of thinking about how much work is left, I focus only on the next small step, one page at a time, one problem at a time, one task at a time. I have learned that almost every difficult day becomes easier when we stop trying to carry everything at once. Progress is rarely made through one giant step. More often, it is built through many small steps that seem almost invisible while we are taking them. Looking back later, those tiny efforts often become the reason we achieve something we once thought was impossible. As the day slowly comes to an end, I begin to notice that my body feels tired, but my heart feels full. When I look back at everything I have done, I don't expect every task to be completed perfectly. There are always a few things left on my to-do list, and there are always plans that need to wait until tomorrow. In the past, unfinished work often made me feel frustrated. I thought that a successful day meant completing everything I had planned. Now, my perspective has changed. I have learned that a successful day is not measured by how many tasks I finish. Instead, it is measured by whether I gave my best effort, stayed positive during difficult moments, and continued moving forward even when I felt tired. There will always be more work waiting for us tomorrow, but there is only one today. That is why I try to appreciate what I have accomplished instead of focusing only on what is still unfinished. One lesson that my busy days have taught me is the importance of balance. It is easy to believe that being busy means we are making progress. Sometimes that is true, but not always. We can spend an entire day rushing from one activity to another without ever asking ourselves whether those activities truly matter. As I have grown older, I have started choosing my priorities more carefully. I no longer try to do everything. Instead, I try to do the most meaningful things with my full attention. I would rather complete one important task well than finish 10 small tasks without giving them my best. Being busy is not the same as being productive, and being productive is not the same as living a meaningful life. True success comes from spending our time on the things that truly matter to us and the people we love. Every busy day also reminds me how important gratitude is. Even on the most stressful days, there is always something worth appreciating. It might be a friend who encouraged me, a teacher who explained something clearly, a delicious meal that gave me energy, or simply the fact that I had another opportunity to learn and grow. When I focus only on my responsibilities, life can feel heavy. But when I remember the small blessings hidden throughout the day, everything feels a little lighter. Gratitude doesn't remove our problems, but it changes the way we carry them. It reminds us that even on difficult days, there are still many beautiful moments quietly waiting to be noticed. Now, I'd like to ask you a few questions. What does a busy day look like for you? Which part of your day is usually the busiest? When you feel overwhelmed, what helps you stay calm? Do you make a daily plan, or do you simply let the day unfold naturally? Take a few moments to think about your answers, and if you can, try answering these questions in English. Remember, you don't need perfect grammar or perfect pronunciation. What matters most is expressing your own thoughts with confidence. Every conversation you practice today will help you communicate more naturally tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this conversation reminds you that being busy is not something to fear. It is simply part of living a meaningful life. At the same time, don't forget to slow down, take care of yourself, and enjoy the small moments that make each day special. Work hard, but also remember to rest. Chase your dreams, but don't forget to appreciate the journey. One day, you may look back and realize that the ordinary busy days you once rushed through were actually some of the most meaningful days of your life. I'm Channie. Thank you for listening until the end. Keep believing in yourself, keep learning English one step at a time, and I'll see you again in our next conversation. Goodbye, my dear friend.